Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Courtney next to Chase Rodman, and we got Tony Laporta down in the infield here tonight. We're at Lucas Oil Speedway, the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, and it has earned that name for obvious reasons, Chase. And we're in for a great night of racing. We've got a four-way points battle for the midweek Roto-Rooter Midweek Championship Series, and I could not think of a better racetrack for it to be at than Lucas Oil Speedway.
Tyler, you are hired for all of next year in case things don't go very well. That was a great job doing the intro, but yes, we are very excited to be back here at Lucas Oil Speedway. As you could see from this drone shot, one of the finest, if not the finest, dirt track facility in the country. We always love coming back here to Lucas Oil. And Tyler, when you were told that you were going to be doing this booth job here, this was the one I feel like you were looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I love this place. Obviously, I love racing here more than being in the booth with you, but this booth alone just fits in with the rest of the property here. Just an amazing facility that they've built here in Missouri. It's probably the last place you'd expect a place like this to be, but it is wonderful, and it puts on amazing shows. At least the 5 times that we've been here, it's been you know, really one great race after another.
Every single race we've had here has been a barn burner. We're looking forward to another one tonight. Here is the weather forecast for this afternoon. As you could tell just by this drone shot, a beautiful day, 80 degrees, 4-mile-per-hour winds, and clear skies here in Wheatland, Missouri, the home of the Lucas Oil Speedway. Here is the order of events with 25 cars on the property tonight. We'll have hot laps and qualifying first thing on the racetrack. Then we'll have a fan fest after that before we get into opening ceremonies at 7:25. Heat races, 3 of them this evening, 8 laps in distance. We'll have 6 drivers go into the redraw wheel to find out where they'll start in the dash, which is 7 laps. The B main is 12 laps. We'll do a Durst dice roll to find out which driver could walk away with an extra $2,500 and which fan could do the same. And the feature is 30 laps and yes, $20,000 to win the Midweek Series Championship. It is going to be fantastic. Here are the track facts, what you need to know about Lucas Oil. Opened here back in 2001, 3/8 of a mile, semi-banked, and then you see the track record there was established last year by Rico Abreu at 12.2, or make that 12.829 seconds on June 29th of 2025. Tyler, what are some of the tough things that drivers have to deal with tonight trying to get around this racetrack?
Finding grip is the first order of like to get a hold of this place is difficult. And you'll see guys kind of struggle with that all night long, but the guys that do find it, you'll see them at the front, obviously, just like every other track. But this place is tricky. It shelves off at the top of the racetrack, so making sure you don't get too far over the top is another thing that you got to kind of focus on, and just keeping up with the racetrack. This track changes a whole lot throughout the night, so not only for the driver but for the crew as well to stay on top of the race car and keep it into the racetrack and driving forward.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that makes it so fun to watch is just the difference of the track from the start to the end of the feature events. Here is something to take a look at as well. It's the odds for tonight's winner. Rico Abreu is the favorite at +195, Brad Sweet at +276, Aaron Reitzel 390, Corey Day 820, and a couple of longer shots there with Selzy, Timms, Marks, and Pursley. But the Rodman risk, he's been talked about all week long. He's right in the thick of this midweek championship. Tanner Thorson at +3,200. If you'd like to learn more, go to nxtbets.com/playhlr. But can you believe with his track record here that he's 3,200?
I was pointing at the screen when you started talking about this because I cannot believe that he is +3,100 odds for tonight. I think he was one of the fastest cars here in June. Probably should have won at least one of the nights, and things just didn't go his way, but has been one of the fastest guys here every time we've been here. And he finally got, a couple wins, out of the way this season, so he's kind of rolling on a little bit of a hot streak, and I know he wants to win the Midweek Money Series as well. So it's going to be like if I'm a bettor, I'm putting the house on that right now.
Yeah, you can wager for real cash by going to nxtbets.com/playhlr and get on those odds for Tanner Thorson. Now, the final thing we want to do before we go down to the infield is take a look at this 4-way battle. It has been the talk of the town all week long on social media. 12 points separating 4 drivers for a $20,000 Midweek Series title. As you can see right below each of their numbers is what they need to do to try and win the title. Basically, Tyler, if Rico Abreu finishes first or second, he locks it up. But after that, if he doesn't run in those positions, it could get crazy.
Yeah, and Rico here earlier this year was in the B main one night, but then won the next night. So you just kind of don't know which car you're going to get for Rico tonight. Obviously, he's got one of the best crew chiefs in the business. So he's going to show up with come to play tonight. But this place can kind of throw a curveball at some of these guys. And last year, me and Brad tied for this midweek championship, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get close to them tying tonight as well.
It's definitely in the cards, that is for sure. But Avery would have any type of tiebreaker. He has the most wins with the midweek series. But right there, -6, -9, -12. Thorson, Sweet, and Reitzel trying to overtake Avery here in the final race of that Roto-Rooter midweek series. Well, Tyler, you just ate one of the best parts of their. Just got an acai bowl from the Lucas Oil Speed, one of the best parts of this track coming here. Tony Laporta is a huge acai bowl fan as well. He's already had 3 of them today. And Tony, you are ripping and roaring, ready to go here tonight back at Lucas Oil.
Chase, are we telling the truth? That's the question we need to ask each and every night when we go on live on FloRacing at a Kubota High Limit Racing event, or even when we wake up and we put our feet on the ground. Are we telling the truth and are we being honest? Right now, you are not. I don't even know what an acai bowl is. I sure as heck can't spell it. I'll tell you what I have enjoyed since being here at Lucas Oil Speedway for this one-night affair to wrap up the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. We're having a Roto-Rootin' good time. I'll tell you what I've enjoyed since we've been here in Wheatland, Missouri. Tony's Tenderloins. That's right. The pink trailer just on the turn 1 side behind the front stretch grandstands. No, it is not a side business of mine. I'm not #grinding, as the kids say. Tony's Tenderloins, they come and support a bunch of events out here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Tony hooked me up with a tenderloin sandwich. It was amazing. They've got these cherry limeades. They're as big as my head. They're delicious. Really recommend it if you're here at the track. Guys, I don't mess around when it comes to food. Go get yourself something to eat. I talked about it. We're having a Roto-Rootin' great time because this is the finale of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. You couldn't ask to end it at a better venue, like Tyler Courtney already said, than right here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. This place has got a little bit of everything. Obviously a great racing surface, amazing fan amenities. I almost said anemone. We're not talking about the ocean. Amenities here at Lucas Oil Speedway. And one of those amenities is the go-kart track behind the front stretch grandstand. You can come here, you can kill some time, and have a lot of fun before the cars get on track. I got to have some fun in a go-kart back when Kubota High Limit Racing went out to the West Coast for the summer swing with our friends at Wedge High Performance Karts. Josh Stagg set up a very fun night with everybody at High Limit out at Cycleland Speedway in California. Let's take a look back at when they crammed me into the TLP Express with Wedge High Performance Karts.
This is for real, dude. But Josh, you treated all of us at High Limit, or at least a select few of us at High Limit, to something really fun. We're at Cycleland, just a few minutes outside of Chico, and you brought some go-karts for us, and we just got off track with them. Dude, that was awesome. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. You did have a good time, correct?
Yes, I had a great time.
So obviously, Tony, you take a lot of heat. You're a great celebrity and a voice for the High Limit. But we built this little TLP Express kart. Kevin Shera at Shera Designs designed this. We wrapped it for Tony as a little surprise. He went out and worked the crowd pretty good. It's a treat just to be with High Limit this week, the next couple of weeks. These cars, the guys got to run them on track, and they thoroughly had a good time. It's not about what I did. Just talk to the guys and the gals that drove them. They were super fun.
It wasn't just the guys that talk for a living. We had Colby Copeland out there, Ryan Burnell, Trevor Canales from Paul Silva with Kyle Larson, Audrey Baston, Spencer Baston's wife, went out there. Chad Hill, I don't know why you let him go out there, but he went out there, and everybody came back with a big smile on their face. What goes into making these things? I know it's a complicated process, but give us the cliff notes.
Yeah, the cliff notes are it's our design. I've got expert people that work with me as contractors. They take about 16 hours to build. We use a Harbor Freight Ghost motor. We fabricate for it. Brightens it up to 12.5 horsepower. The fans just saw it's a pretty racy little unit. And you know they're mid $7,000. They're super fun, affordable, run on pump gas. Anybody can buy one, and we love to welcome you to the Wedge family.
Yeah, they certainly are racy. I think it was maybe Burnell and Trevor Canales or TJ Nichols and Burnell maybe. I don't know who was in front of me, but they were side by side for 2 or 3 straight laps. And this is your idea. You were telling me at Tulare, you're retired, you had to fill your time with something, so you came up with the idea of making an affordable, kind of unique race car.
Yeah, everything in our world got really expensive, right, over the last several years, and then anything with the letter F on it for fun got really expensive. And so our idea is just let me build a base cart. They're super trick. They're all the same. They're the same amount of money. They go the same speed. It's like IROC in the 80s. Let me build them. You buy them, race them, have a great time. And they're going to last for a long, long time for you.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect comparison. IROC racing, if folks remember what that was back in the 80s, Tony Stewart took a swing at it with SRX. These go-karts are that. They're all identically built. They're evenly performance, kind of derived, and they're a lot of fun to drive. Josh, I really, really appreciate you coming on board with High Limit, taking us out, showing us a good time at Cycleland. I'm going to be thinking about this for a long time.
It's been fun, brother.
Josh Stagg with Wedge High Performance Karts. They are presenting the American flag for the remainder of the West Coast rounds with Kubota High Limit Racing, and I am going to be saving some money over the next couple months to get one of these in my garage. They are a lot of fun.
Massive thanks again to Josh Stagg, and I got to say, again, a personal thank you to Morgan McFarland with M&M Imagery. I hope I'm getting her brand correct. Morgan, out on the West Coast, shot pretty much all that video. She even shot the interview between Josh and I, all for the betterment of High Limit Racing and one of its partners at Wedge High Performance Karts. So thank you to Morgan for her hard work on that video. And thank you to Josh Stagg for partnering his brand with us here at Kubota High Limit. It was a lot of fun to hang out with those guys on the West Coast in 2025. Talked about the go-kart track here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Hey, you still got a few more minutes before cars get on track here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. I recommend you go jump up there and drive them around, give them a rip. Brian Walker knows all about that. Or go visit Tony's Tenderloins or Chase's Acai Bowls, whatever those are. So we're having fun. We're getting ready to get Dirt Draft Hot Laps on track. Don't go anywhere, folks. More live coverage of Kubota High Limit Racing is coming up next here.
First group of hot laps has been called up to the staging lane here. Chase Rodman, Tyler Courtney, and Tony Laporta on the FloRacing broadcast with you for the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series finale. Before we get cars on the track, let's take a look at the overall point standings because we only have 3 race nights left to run, and things are not only close in the Midweek Series, but they're close in the full points as well. Here are the driver point standings with 3 races remaining. Brad Sweet just 30 behind Rico Abreu in his pursuit of a 7th straight championship in a national series. Brent Marks, Justin Peck, and Tanner Thorson the top 5. Then Reitzel, Pursley, Crouch, Randall, and Lynch. Top 10 in the current driver point standings. Now let's flip the page over to the owner standings, which did tighten up after the weekend at Lakeside. Rico leading that as well by just 20 points over the Ridge & Sons Racing 87. Of course, the 30-point back there for the 49 of Brad Sweet and Casey Kane Racing. 145 back is the 7BC Clausen Marshall Racing, and 181 for Brent Marks and the 19. Then it's Rudine, Rod Gross, Tom Boog, Jason Myers, and the CJB5 in the top 10. So, Tyler, it's just close everywhere we look.
Yeah, and it's just kind of how the whole season's gone. It's just been kind of up and down for everybody at some point, and it's going to be a matter of who puts together their best 3 nights of the year, honestly, to end the season. I think one bad night for any of those top 3 can take them out of contention, and we've seen that kind of happen through the whole year. Like, one guy will get on a little hot streak, and then he'll go on a cold streak, and it's kind of happened for just about everybody there that we just talked about on screen.
And it kind of seems like, as you mentioned, that Brad Sweet might be starting to heat up a little bit here. Got that win, the first one in 3 months at Lakeside, had a podium finish to boot with it, and now heading into a good track for him here tonight, where he's won at before. Texas, he won at last year as well, so Sweet
it's
hard
to find places
up.
Brad hasn't won at.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's definitely trying to turn the heat on and put the pressure on Rico. I think we listened to him talking after the checkers last week about how he's in the catbird seat because he gets to put the pressure on instead of having to worry about it himself. And obviously he's got nothing to lose. He's already won 6 straight of these, and obviously he'd like to win a 7th one in a row. But for him being the chaser this time instead of the guy that's being chased, I think he's enjoying this position and wanting to put pressure on as much as he can.
You mentioned that after the Checkers interview, he said that he's been in that spot obviously a bunch of times. You don't sleep very good. You're wondering where he's at. I've confronted Rico with that comment 2 or 3 times now, and he says, "Bud, I sleep just fine."
Yeah,
so I'm not sure.
But you did hear Brad say that guys in that position are gonna say that they're fine and all that kind of stuff. So although Rico could be telling the truth about that not bothering him or anything like that, which is great if you're in that position, and for him, just being in this spot for Rico, I think he's just excited to be in this position to be in his second full-time year, chasing a full championship, and kind of me and him both came up short by quite a bit last year to Brad, and for him to show up this next year and show how much improvement they've made as a team, and to be in a contender here for the final 3 shows to become a champion is a huge step in the right direction for him and his team.
And there is Brad Sweet rolling up to the staging lane now, Tony. We know that he is not going to back down in these final 3 events.
Well, absolutely not, and maybe the mind games just never really stop with Brad Sweet, right? We talk about that statement he made in After the Checkers with Brian Walker about how, don't worry, no matter what he says, Rico's not sleeping at night, and he's thinking about it. It's at the top of his mind. Well, maybe that's just Brad Sweet continuing to apply external pressure to his #1 championship rival in Rico Abreu. And Brad's been at this, like you said a minute ago, Tyler, it's so hard to find a place or a track or an event that Brad Sweet hasn't won at. Well, maybe Brad putting that out there on a public forum, like After the Checkers, an interview that we play during broadcasts and so many people watch on social, could it just be Brad playing chess even more mentally and saying, hey, if Rico is having no problem sleeping and is resting and is at peace with everything, maybe he's just vocalizing that to put external pressure and make Rico, oh man, should I be stressed out? So I don't know. I think Brad Sweet is a champion time and time again, and he's a champion for a lot of reasons. And one of those reasons is he knows how to play the game. You have to think everything he does and says now is intentional, whether it's an interview, talking about another competitor, no matter what. Brad has a point to everything he's doing.
Yeah, I would agree completely with that. I think everything Brad has done or said in the last couple weeks is definitely intentional to either try and get a rise out of Rico or Aaron or anybody that's in contention for this championship. And he's been in this position a lot of times. Obviously, not coming from behind many times, in those 6 championships, but he knows how to play the game, and he's a 6-time champion for a reason. And I think we're seeing that come out of him again.
Yeah, he's going to go out early to qualify tonight as well, so he has the upper hand there. Real quick, before we get into hot laps, did want to send well wishes out to FloRacing cameraman, usually up on the top of the suite tower here, Jeff Converse, who's been in the ER here recently. Jeff, hopefully you're watching tonight. We're thinking about you, and we miss you. So hopefully you get well soon. Once again, that is Jeff Converse, FloRacing cameraman, not able to be here tonight and for the rest of the weekend. Let's jump into our first Dirt Draft hot lap session of the night here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. First car you see on your screen is from Fresno, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Tows and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC. That is Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy, Gio Selzy, and the 7 BC. And lined up to his outside, a Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender from Northport, Florida, driving the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs, number 24D. That's the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams in the 24D. And from Lubbock, Texas, and the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Cretan Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5. This is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. And from Greenwood, Missouri, the branch event venue, Hybrid Foundation Service, Rockwell Security, TRP Powder Coating number 19. That is Clinton Boyles. Clinton Boyles in the 19H. And the defending series champion now rolls down the front stretch now from Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane Racing Wheel, Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Roto-Rooter, Durst Incorporated, number 49. It's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. And just behind Sweet, rolling into turn number 1 now from Lone Jack, Missouri, and the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical number 73, it's Samuel Wagner. Samuel Wagner in the 73. And we'll keep it in the family. Rolling down the front stretch now, also from Lone Jack, Missouri. Driving car number 77, it's the Jesse Hockett Racing, KC Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund. Number 77 of Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner in the 77. Those are the drivers in the opening Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night here at Lucas Oil Speedway for the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series finale. Going to have them kind of slowly pack in the racing surface here just a little bit more. And Tyler, we do have some invaders here tonight. A couple of World of Outlaws guys decided to roll into the pit area. Kerry Madsen is here along with Hunter Schoenberg, so we'll keep an eye on those two here this evening as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we might have had the chance to see a couple more of them until kind of the schedule changed, where the Outlaws got to be in Putnamville on Friday night this week. So kind of coming out here and going back to Indiana, especially with those guys, on their way back from the East Coast, is it's kind of tough to make all that. But awesome to see, a couple of Outlaw guys here and take on the challenge.
Just saw Kerry Madsen's car sitting back in the pit area. We know that Tony Stewart Racing will be a full-time team with High Limit Racing next year with driver Rico Abreu. And as we can see already, man, you see Brad Sweet on your screen. He is sliding all over the place.
Slideways.
He is slideways, that is for sure. As Sweet and the rest of these drivers in this session trying to get up to speed now. As Sweet goes by Clinton Boyles. Going to take a little while for this to get worked in here. Could be a similar situation to what we saw in Lakeside on Friday night of last week. Lap times in the 18-second bracket. We know the track record's in the 12, so 6 seconds off the pace of the track record. Just to give you an idea of how slow they're going around. There's a look at Brenham Crouch. A 6th and a 5th place run for him at Lakeside those 2 nights. The second portion of the season, the second half for Crouch, has certainly been one of the best runs of his High Limit Racing career. 4 top 5 finishes in the last 13 events. He had never had a top 5 prior to that. As Gio goes to the top of the board, Selzy, that is 17,681. As you look at Samuel Wagner as he gets close to the edge of the racetrack, and what some people might not be able to tell from the camera if you've never been here, Tyler, is it really shelves off in turn 4.
It really does, and they've kind of worked it where it's a little closer to the wall without shelving off now, but really on the entry to 3 and the entry of 1 and 2 here, it's a huge shelf that you got to be careful, and it kind of gets defined later in the night, but this early in the night when it's all kind of the same color, it's really hard to see.
Absolutely. Gio Selzy still at the top of the board. We have not seen anybody go faster than a 17,681. Brenham Crouch a 17,714 as the yellow lights now click back on. And we will more than likely see these drivers, the 7 of them, slowly pace around the speedway to help work in the moisture that is sitting on the top of the surface before we send them off once again. Tony, what's it like from down there?
Chase, it's just wonderful from down here in the infield. It's always nice to see all the improvements that the different tracks we go to year after year invest in and put up. I'm standing up on top of what I believe might have been a jump for the monster trucks, either when I think they're coming later in October. Either way, it makes a really cool victory lane kind of ramp stage down here. But you just called out the yellow light, and of course it turns off right when I begin to talk about it. Keep your eye on the flag stand. They just lit the new green bar light there. That flashes yellow. It's another great addition this place is putting in for the safety of the drivers. You'll love to see when tracks that are already this great continue to step up the product like they do here at Lucas Oil.
Yeah, we cannot say it enough. It is one of, if you've never been here, it needs to be on your bucket list of racetracks to get to, along with places like Skagit Speedway, Eagle Raceway in Nebraska. You got to get out and check out some of these places that High Limit Racing visits throughout the year. As we do see the lap times improve, a 16,499 for Giovanni Selzy. Brad Sweet is better on his next lap there, a 17,387. Clinton Boyles to a 17,184. And now Crouch will also go into the 16-second bracket at 16,571. Clinton Boyles on our screen there. Tyler earlier on had a gentleman walk up to him and say, "Hey Tyler, can I get your autograph?"
Yeah, you guys were telling me that, which is weird. I don't feel like we look that similar. I have my twin brother here in the pit area tonight. I would have
yes,
fully understood if that happened to him.
Yeah, you'd think that they'd be asking Taylor for his autograph and thinking he's Tyler, but nope, they thought it was Clinton Boyles was Tyler Courtney here tonight. As there's Gio on the screen, as that will wrap up that first hot lap session. And Gio was the quickest at 16.412 seconds. Brenham Crouch second at 16.571. Brad Sweet a 16.672. Clinton Boyles a 16.795, and Danny Sams at a 17.545. Then Samuel Wagner and Jack Wagner rounding out the field.
Yeah, and like last week, I would imagine we're going to see this first group come back out at some point, maybe even the second group. Just a little slimier than we want it to be, but I think we ran into this one of the nights in June as well, and it still ended up being a great racetrack for us.
Yeah, we're still about 4 seconds off of where we want to be at, or 3.5 or so, as there is the next set of drivers making their way onto the back straightaway for this session. Brent Marks on your screen, the bright yellow and black number 19. He is out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, and the M&M Painting and Construction, the Grew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs number 19. And also getting fired off now, a Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender and a former driver that's led some laps with high limit here in the past from Apollo, Pennsylvania. In the Mositis Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42. It is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And one of the full-time World of Outlaws teams also on the racetrack now from Sikeston, Missouri, and the TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supplies, Zip Bonds, number 55. It's 100% Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg in the 55. And the driver currently sitting second in the Midweek Series point standings out of Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, the Rituals, Smith Titanium Factory Kane, Maxima Racing Oils, number 88. The driver is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. The leading Rookie of the Year contender rolls into turn one now at a Locust Grove, Oklahoma, in the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13. It's Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the 13. And the final car in this session is from Waco, Texas, driving the All By Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking, number 9. The quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the number 9. Those are the drivers that are in this second session of hot laps at the Lucas Oil Speedway. There is Hunter Schurenberg on your screen now. Schurenberg in the Rookie of the Year fight with the World of Outlaws this year. He currently sits 11th in that series point standings. Did come out to play with us at Path Valley Speedway Park a couple weeks back. Ended up with a top 10 finish there for Hunter. And now back in his home state racing the Lucas Oil Speedway. Of course, his crew chief, Ty Wolfgang, was on the High Limit Racing Tour earlier this year as the crew chief for Brad Sweet before that went sideways. Green flag is up in the air. We're back up to speed here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and Brent Marks goes to second quick on the board. He is overtaken by Tanner Thorson, and now Cy Lynch goes to the top of the board. Schurenberg to the top, 16.184. Tanner Thorson back up to the second spot. Cy Lynch now the first driver to the 15-second bracket, the 15.862. Schurenberg joins him at 15.998. Checkered flag being displayed. These drivers finishing up their practice session. And that will do it for this session of drivers. On his final time by the line, Cy Lynch will remain at the top of the speed chart with a 15.402 second lap. Tanner Thorson second at 15.677. Hunter Schurenberg is third at 15.720. Brent Marks fourth at 15.754. And Chase Randall in fifth at a 15.947. Giovanni Selzy, Brenham Crouch, Dason Pursley, Brad Sweet, and Clinton Boyles. Rest of the drivers out there, looks like we are going to have them pace around here for a few laps before we send them back green. Cy Lynch, currently fastest Tyler. A few years ago, what was it, last year? He led about 9 laps of the feature, was close to a win.
Yeah, and I don't think he ran as good as he wanted to in here in June, but just the way that they've kind of turned the program around here to end the year, I would expect him to be good here again. And yeah, we picked up about a second there from the first group to the second group, but we're still, what, about 2.5 seconds off the...
12.8 is the record, yeah.
Yeah, so we're a little bit off where we need to be, but we'll get it worked in here.
Yep, they will now go back green to see if we can maybe get down in the 14-second bracket. As Silent, you see him working off at turn number 4, just 3 races away from completing his first ever season of National Touring Sprint Car Racing. And Hunter Schurenberg making his way around the Speedway. There is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. A tough night, tough way to end the night there on Saturday at Lakeside, but the speed is definitely there with the chicken.
Yeah, they've definitely picked it up here the last month or so of the season, and that's the way you want to, especially coming off their first full rookie season. You want to end it on a high note. He's going to his home state here to end the season, and I know he wants to try and win one of these races really bad.
Yeah, it was very close. He was running second there before getting into an incident at Lakeside last weekend, as we are now in the mid 14-second range with the yellow lights clicking back on. And Cy Lynch will remain at the top of the speed charts. His lap time is now down to a 14.552. Brent Marks in second, 14.739. Then Chase Randall in third, a 14.943. Tanner Thorson fourth, a 14.9. Randall was a 9.43. Thorson a 9.83. And then Hunter Schurenberg a 15.189. Pursley, Selzy, Crouch, Sweet, and Boyles, top 10 drivers. As we mentioned, we may see that first group come back out. That remains to be seen, though. Session number 3 now rolling onto the racetrack, and its first driver out is the current series point leader with Kubota High-Limit Racing out of St. Helena, California, in the Rico Abreu Kerr-Baggage Union Racing, Swan Island Sheet Metal, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring number 24. It's Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24. And lined up to his right from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Shooting Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, Rudy Management, number 26. It's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. From Odessa, Missouri, the Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74. It's Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the 74. From Gravoisville, Missouri, in the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, number 3. The driver is Ayrton Jenitin. Ayrton Jenitin in the number 3. Also on the racetrack, the car from Missouri, the driver from Quilcene, Washington. Behind the wheel, the G&T Farms, Impact Signs, Ostrich Racing Engines, number 21X. It's J.J. Hickel. J.J. Hickel in the 21. And from Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochoco West, Bosma Family Farms, Tucker Trucking, number 88W. It's the big unit, Austin McCarl. Austin McCarl in the 88W. McCarl makes his Lucas Oil Speedway debut here tonight. Was fast at Lakeside, just did not have the results to show for it. Maybe he'll take a liking to Lucas Oil Speedway here and have himself a solid finish out to the 2025 season. Green lights come on. Going to keep an eye on Abreu here, see what the speed looks like. And the Kerr-Baggage Union 24 car just 6 points ahead in that midweek series title, 20 points ahead in the Owners' Championship. A lot of eyes on Rico to see if he can close the deal on his first National Sprint Car Championship here this season. Rico 7th quick. He's the fastest driver so far in this session. It's a 15.279. Ayrton Jenitin in 8th at a 15.441, so nobody into the top 5 in this session. A couple drivers in the back half of the top 10. Abreu now into the top 5 at a 15.138. Ayrton Jenitin comes across the line. He's 8th quick at 15.221. Justin Peck up to the 6th position. Rico goes better on his 3rd lap at a 15.013. Now J.J. Hickel up to the 6th spot. Abreu better on the 4th lap. Now up to the 3rd spot, 14.914. Peck, Hickel, Doney, all those drivers inside the top 10 as well in this session. Justin Peck into the top 5, 14.965 as the yellow lights click on. So Rico currently 3rd fastest in hot laps. The lap time, 14.914 seconds. Cy Lynch remains at the top, though, 14.552, with Brent Marks in second, 14.739. Then Abreu, Chase Randall fourth at 14.943. And then Justin Peck in fifth in this group at 14.965. Tanner Thorson, J.J. Hickle, Xavier Doney, Hunter Schurenberg, and Dason Pursley in the top 10, as Hickle showing some speed there in the Terry Dukes 21. And Xavier Doney up into the 8th position. Had a solid run earlier this year with High Limit Racing here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Had a 12th place effort there. Also has a POWRi 410 win here at Lucas Oil back in 2024. Here's a good look at Justin Peck in the Skagit Speedway 26, currently sitting in the 6th position in the overall point standings with Kubota High Limit Racing heading into tonight with 2 wins on the year for Peck and a couple of top 5s, 15 to be exact, and 26 top 10s. Sounds like a green-white checkered session to finish things up here in this 3rd group of hot laps before we jump into what should be the 4th and potentially the final. We have not heard word yet on if the first session will come back out yet or not. J.J. Hickle was driving his own 63 at Lakeside Speedway just a few nights ago. Now gets the call to be back in this 21. He was here earlier this year driving that car at Lucas Oil. Finished up 18th in the feature event. Xavier Doney goes to second quick on the speed charts to a 14.688. He is overtaken by Justin Peck. And now Abreu goes to the top by nearly 0.4 of a second. Peck's up to second, 14.315. Abreu better that time as well to a 14.167, closing in on the 13-second bracket. As the checkered flag falls from the flag stand, Doney back into the 2nd spot. So the track record holder, now the fastest driver in hot laps tonight, 14.0504 for Rico Abreu. Xavier Doney in that group, second quick, 14.229. Justin Peck third at a 14.315, and J.J. Hickle fourth, 14.518. With Cy Lynch, Ayrton Jennington, Brent Marks, Chase Randall, Tanner Thorson, and Hunter Schurenberg, the 10 fastest drivers, with what looks to be the final session rolling onto the speedway now. First car on the speedway in this group is from Benton, Arkansas, behind the wheel of the J.B. Henderson Construction MPV Logistics, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X. It's Landon Crawley. Landon Crawley in the 45X. From Sand Springs, Oklahoma, driving the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sawdrill Manufacturing, bleeding the swords of the Heartland, Beaver Racing Project, number 12X. It's Hank Davis. Hank Davis in the 12X. And from Clovis, California, behind the wheel of the Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sencal, S&J Lumber, Tally, Sander Engineering, number 14. This is Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14. From Clute, Texas, driving the Falcons Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC Global, American Table, Bargain Barn, number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Advanced Auto Parts, Curb Records, Martin One Source, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 15, it's the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Kerry Madsen in the 15. And the 2025 Knoxville Nationals champion rolls down the front stretch from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Hample Oil, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Raw Machinery, CP Mining, and Excavating, number 10. It's Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in the number 10. We are being informed now that all 4 sessions of hot laps will come back on the track and get the track a little bit closer to where we need it to be. So all 4 sessions will come back out and do more than likely a green-white checkered. And then we'll get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Tyler, you feel like that's the right decision, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're still, a lot further off than we want it to be for qualifying, just where we've seen qualifying here in the past. And obviously you can't just go into qualifying right now with the first group that, came out and was we got Ryan Timms pulling off here. That's not a good sign to start your night. But yeah, it's just it's fair to bring all the groups back out, and when the track's a lot closer to qualifying time, so everybody has a good idea of what to expect when they go out there and do, like we've talked about, 2 of the most important laps of the night.
Not a good sign there for Tibbs as he pulls off. He will have a session, though, to come back out later. Hank Davis, the 12X on your screen, is the fastest in this session so far and 7th quickest overall at a 14.621, just ahead of Corey Day. Day's lap time of 14.681. Aaron Reitzel is into the top 10. Nobody into the top 5 here in this session quite yet. A couple more laps for these drivers to work in the racing surface. Kerry Madsen rolling down the front stretch, a full-time World of Outlaws driver here in the second half of the season. Taking over for Donnie Schatz after things went sideways after the Knoxville Nationals. Hank Davis up to the 5th position, 14.354. Didn't see Aaron Reitzel's up to the 2nd spot, 14.119. As Corey Day trying to get himself acclimated back in the sprint car, has been on the pavement here a lot recently. But great to have Corey back in the field tonight. He will be a contender for sure tonight. There, Tyler, was last year. He was leading the race, had a motor or engine, or
some kind of failure. Yeah. Corey, anytime he shows up, is going to be a contender, right? And that's the reason he is running pavement on the weekends now, is because just the pure talent and of what he's shown us.
That's going to do it for that session. Hank Davis, fastest in that session and 2nd quick overall at a 14.081, with Rico Abreu maintaining his spot at the top, 14.050. Then Davis, Aaron Reitzel 3rd, 14.119. Corey Day 4th, 14.218. And Xavier Doney, 14.229. Peck, Crawley, Hickle, Lynch, and Genited be at the top 10. As we now see that first session of cars come back onto the track. As we mentioned prior to that previous session, that we will be bringing every hot lap session back onto the track because we don't quite have the lap times that we're looking for before we get into qualifying, and track could still be a little bit slippery out there in some spots. And so you see those drivers back out there, the 7 BC, Giovanni Scelzi, the 5 of Brenham Crouch, 49 Brad Sweet, the 19H of Clinton Boyles, 73 Samuel Wagner, 24D Danny Sams, and the 77 of Jack Wagner. So these drivers getting fired up. Should be a quick green-white checkered session, you'd have to think here. Once again, the lap time 14.050 to beat by Abreu. And there is Gio. Gio hasn't been here in about 8 years, Tyler. It's been a long time. He was here in a 360.
Yeah, that's what we talked about in one of our meetings this week. Just he'd been here before, but it was a long time ago, and obviously a different race car, and different engine, different all that. But I think he's gonna. I hope so. At least fit in right away here at Lucas Oil. Obviously, it's a lot easier coming back to a place you've been to before, even if it has been a lot of years in between. But anytime you can come back with a little bit of a notebook, it makes it easier.
And you guys won here earlier this year, so that's obviously good.
Yeah. So obviously, me and him are quite a bit different on driving styles and things like that. But I think what we do here will suit him, and we'll find out.
All right. Last time these guys were out, they were down into these 16-second brackets. We picked up 2 seconds since the last time they were on the track. Samuel Wagner making his way down the back chute here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. Gio, 11th quick on his opening lap here in this session. Brenham Crouch to 12th. Clinton Boyles goes 8th quick. You see Boyles there in the 19. Not sure what the future looks like for him in that car as far as 2026 goes, as Gio now goes to the top into the 13-second bracket for the first time tonight. 13.968 seconds. Mention that for Boyles because I have heard that he's got a new job here recently, so not sure how much that's going to eat into the sprint car for 2026 as Gio is making passes on guys here in hot laps tonight. Brenham Crouch up to the 9th position. His lap of 14.366. Gio remains to be the only one down in that 13-second bracket as Sweet goes to 5th quick. 14.136.
Say probably another pack session here, and then let them go at it again, and if they get quicker on lap times here, I think they'll call that good and bring out the next crew.
So Gio's lap time, 13:09.68, and as you can see, yes, they are packing in the racing surface a little bit. And then they'll turn them loose once again. Drivers that were in the top 10 in this group, Selzy, Sweet, Boyles, and Crouch. All 4 of them have been able to find some speed out there on the surface. Still waiting to hear maybe on what happened to Ryan Timms. I just saw Tony Laporta roll back in with his bike. I'm not sure if he got an update on him or not, but we'll see if Ryan Timms can make it back out. And it'd be weird. You know, it was kind of reminiscent there of Ryan Timms pulling off the track, because 1 year ago at this race, it was his second night behind the wheel of the Shane Liebig number 10. They were leading the feature here with High Limit. Unfortunately, the fuel line come off and took him out of the race. It was a little bit weird to see him, I don't know, brought back some bad memories there from 2024. But yes, I believe it was, 2 weeks ago to the day was when Ryan Timms' first weekend behind the wheel of the Shane Liebig 10, and they've done some pretty good things since then.
Some pretty amazing things since then.
It hasn't gone too bad. Drivers back up to speed here. See if we can get anybody else down into the 13-second bracket. It's only Selzy for now. And there goes Clinton Boyles. The 19 goes to the top of the board, a 13.765. Clinton, a winner earlier this year here at Lucas Oil with the Power i 410 Series, is Gio up to a 13.643.
Yeah, and I knew Clinton, I just talked with him last week, and this was, you know, he was really looking forward to this weekend just with the success they had here before. And like you mentioned earlier, we don't know how much longer his sprint car thing's going to happen with his new job or whatnot. So I know he wants to have a good run for Ryan and Ashley Heidbreder and end his season on a high note as well.
Gio Selzy going to finish up that session as the driver at the top of the speed charts at a 13.643 second lap time. Clinton Boyles second, 13.765. Brad Sweet third, 13.962. And Brenham Crouch in fourth at a 13.967. Then it's Abreu, Davis, Reitzel, Day, Doney, and Peck as session number 2 now returns to the racing surface on the back straightaway. Brent Marks out there, Cy Lynch. You got Hunter Schoenberg, Tanner Thorson, Dason Pursley, Chase Randall. All of those drivers should be out there on the track in this second set. And cars now getting fired up on the back straightaway. Hopefully we can see some of you folks that are here tonight in the grandstands at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track. Friday and Saturday, it's the Bikini Zone All-In Championship finale. We hope to see you there at a very, very nice facility. Looking forward to getting back there at the TMS. We had 2 races earlier this year, and they were fantastic. And so hopefully we have some of that same action on Friday and Saturday. Then Sunday, don't forget about the High Limit Racing Banquet that will be taking place. You can watch that live on FloRacing. And so if you want to, you know, some people might say, well, why would I want to watch a banquet? Last year's banquet,
you just never know what's going to happen.
There were some wild moments last year.
Yeah, it's definitely live, and couple guys got maybe a couple too many adult beverages and got up there with some courage.
They did, and we had some surprise guests come on the stage that we weren't expecting. It was crazy, but yeah,
it was
watch that.
It was a great way to end our season, and especially the inaugural season of High Limit. And this year we don't know how it's going to end yet, but either a defending champion again, or a new champion to our sport.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Sunday night in the stockyards. Make sure to tune into that on FloRacing for the banquet after watching the 2 nights of action at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track. Tanner Thorson, Cy Lynch, and Chase Randall all find themselves up inside the top 5, as does Brent Marks to a 13.436. Lynch, now Thorson, man, they're just changing that top spot every single lap.
It's coming in now, and I think that's exactly what we want to see, what Mike Hess wants to see, what the track guys here at Lucas Oil want to see as well. So it just took a little bit longer than we wanted to, but it's going to come in, and we're going to have another phenomenal racetrack here tonight.
I think so. It has not disappointed every single time we've been here. And on his final lap, it's going to be Brent Marks showing the way of a 13.236. Just 2/10 away from a 12-second lap time here. Lynch second, 13.323. Thorson third, a 13.387. Randall, a 13.508. And Schurenberg, 13.637. All of those drivers in that group there inside the top 5 positions. Session number 3 of Hot Laps returning to the Speedway. Rico Abreu is out there in the 24. The 3 of Ayrton Jeniton. 26, Justin Peck. 74, Xavier Doney. 88W, Austin McCarl. And also coming out there should be the 45X. Actually, they're in the next group, excuse me. And maybe we'll see a 12-second line. You think the track record could be in jeopardy here?
It could be if we keep picking up like we just did in that last group. If each car is getting faster like that, I could see Rico's track record being in jeopardy here. And as fast as he was earlier, he could be the one resetting it here tonight.
Roughly 4/10 off at this point in time. Ryan Timms had an issue during his earlier practice session. Tony, what's the update on him?
Yeah, it was actually completely precautionary for the driver from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. In fact, when I got back to the pit area, team owner Shane Liebig was just getting right behind his race car. Ryan Timms still strapped inside, and they were getting ready to fire him back off. All they told me was that Ryan reported that he heard a sound, didn't know what it was, so Ryan wanted to be as cautious and as protective of that really, really fast race car that he has enjoyed this whole summer and race season. So they pulled it back to the pits, went through it quickly, couldn't find anything, so they've refired it back to the pit area, and you should see him back out with no delay for his qualifying attempt.
All right, thank you, Tony, for that update. Also wanted to mention this, some fun for 2026. We are starting the 2026 season next March in Las Vegas and Central Arizona. Tickets are now on sale with a discounted price prior to December 31st. And so if you would like to start out the season with High Limit Racing out there in Las Vegas and Arizona, those tickets for a discounted price up until December 31st.
Who doesn't want to go to Vegas?
Exactly.
Well, we'll discuss that in a moment. But
Tony's one. He doesn't want it.
Chase, you talked about the ticket sales already becoming available for Vegas and Central Arizona. Before we even mentioned it, aka like 20 seconds ago, social media posts went out. We've been hearing from the ticketing people. Folks have already started buying those tickets for Vegas and Central Arizona. So do not delay. You can't be there if you don't buy now. And remember, you got a chance to be the Durst Dice Roller if you buy ahead of time.
Absolutely. Get those tickets. High Limit Racing going to have a big 2026 beginning
and the
in Las
Durst
Vegas,
Dice Roll
Arizona.
hits. It just hit last week with Brad Sweet. And a fan took home $2,500.
On Saturday night, it happened for the first time in a while. And it's happened a few times here at Lucas Oil as well. As the green lights are on, we're well underway with this group of cars. Abreu's up to second at 13.286. Xavier Doney in the 9th position. See if anybody can maybe squeak by Marks here at the end as the white flag is displayed. Now here comes the checkered. And Abreu to a 13.150. Now within 0.3 of a second of his track record. Checkered flag out, yellow lights come on, and Abreu right back to the top of the speed charts to a 13.150 second lap time. Brett Marks a 13.236, Cy Lynch in third, Tanner Thorson fourth, and Chase Randall fifth. Xavier Doney was the next fastest driver in that session at P6. Then Hunter Schoenberg, Giovanni Scelzi, Dason Pursley, and Justin Peck. The rest of the top 10. And this will be our final group of hot laps coming back onto the track, and then we'll get into our Capital Custom Trailer qualifying session. Landon Crawley back out in the 45X. We'll get the first look at Ryan Timms at speed here in this one in the number 10 car. 12X Hank Davis, 14 Corey Day, and 87 Aaron Reitzel will be back out there. I believe Kerry Madsen was supposed to come back out. Do not see him. There he is. Kerry Madsen now making his way back onto the track in the Tony Stewart Racing 15. As there is Ryan Timms, mentioned him earlier on, was leading the feature at this race last year. Had a fuel line come off, and he is certainly going to be a guy that's in contention after a second-place run at Lakeside on Saturday.
Yeah, and I think we both thought he was going to win on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Brad Sweet had other plans, but yeah, just we've mentioned it quite a few times. I think everybody has. Just a great season that he's had, and only a handful of races here left for either series you go and follow, and everybody wants to end on a high note.
Tim's a 3-time ASCS winner here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Of course, the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial is a big race they have here throughout the year, and ASCS event for many, many years. And Tim's was able to capture that 3 times. Sounds like Shane Liebig is down in the infield right now, making sure that his car is back in proper shape here. Going to get a little closer look at it.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of a different angle down there in the infield. Some crew chiefs like seeing it just from a different perspective than being outside the racetrack.
There is Corey Day coming off of turn number 4. Will be his final high-number racing event of 2026 for Corey.
I think Ryan's still got a slight issue here. I don't know if he was lifting to get away from the car in front of him, or if it just kind of fell on his face for him there.
Yeah, his lap times are not looking too good here. 14.25.
Yeah, and he's going to go ahead and pull it off there. So whatever issue they had is obviously something. Hopefully they get it figured out for the rest of the night.
Obviously, he'll be one of the later cars in qualifying, but still, that's not a good look there for Tim's, as Hank Davis and Corey Day find themselves in the top 5, as does Aaron Reitzel. Reitzel with 13.216. He's one of the final cars out to qualify tonight, but we know that's not been an issue for him this year.
No, not at all. It's been from the start of the year all the way to the end. I think he got another quick time last week, right? So
11th one.
Yep, and I know he wants a 12th one just about as anybody else, but yeah, their car qualifying has been spectacular. It's honestly fun to watch. A guy like him go out and lay down those laps and try and learn for yourself what you go out there and go do too.
He'll end up second in Dirt Draft Hot Laps tonight, a 13.216 second lap time. But Rico Abreu is fastest overall, a 13.150, followed by Reitzel, then Brent Marks in third, Corey Day fourth, Cy Lynch fifth, Hank Davis, Tanner Thorson, Chase Randall, Xavier Doney, and the 45X Landon Crawley. And as you can see, they are hustling to try and make whatever repairs necessary on the 10. Tyler, maybe it looks like they're looking at the ignition box there.
Yeah, ignition box. I think they got the spare one out there on the ground. It's not a super common issue, but it does happen. And usually with sprinkler engines, there's only a couple things that can go wrong. If it's not internal in the engine, there's only a couple things on the outside that can affect it from not running properly. And mag box is obviously the easiest change to make, and then you go to the actual magneto from there, and sometimes even changing the engine instead of the magneto is almost easier sometimes. So, and then you got fuel pumps and some of the bypasses that control how much fuel the engine gets and how it goes up and down. Some of those kind of take a crap sometimes. So, but hopefully for them it's just easiest switch in the mag box here to get it fired back off.
That team, no doubt, will make the change. They're an 18-time feature winner this year. Next up is Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches qualifying. They are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealers and the #1 Intech trailer dealers. No one sells more Toterhomes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. Track record, once again, 13, make that 12.829, set on June 29th of 2025. As we now jump into qualifying time trials, 2 cars on the track at the same time for 2 laps. Qualifying first from Lone Jack, Missouri, driving the Jesse Hockett Racing, KC Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund. Number 77, here's Jack Wagner. And from Fresno, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Athletes Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge. Number 7, BC, here's Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. Wagner's opening lap, 13.912. Lap 1 for Selzy to the top, 13.339. 13.339. Jack Wagner, lap number 2 for him is going to be better to a 13.901. 13.901. Gio Selzy, lap number 2, better, 13.263. 13.263. Gio Selzy will show the way early on in our single flight of qualifying here this evening. Next two qualifiers getting up to speed now from Grass Valley, California. Here's the Casey Kane Ratio, Mike Kerr, Napa Auto Parts, Burmo's Collection, Roto-Rooter, Durst Incorporated, number 49. It's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And from Greenwood, Missouri, behind the wheel, the branch event venue, Hydrogen Foundation Service, Rockwell Security, TRP Powder Coating, number 19H, it's Clinton Boyles. Clinton Boyles in 19H, Brad Sweet in the 49. Sweet on lap 1, second quick, a 13.333, 13.333. Clinton Boyles, lap 1 for him is going to be third quick, a 13.566, 13.566. Brad Sweet, lap number 2 to the top, 13.176, 13.176. Clinton Boyles, lap number 2 is going to be better, 13.362, but he'll stay in the third position in car number 19. So Brad Sweet now shows the way in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying at 13.176 seconds, followed by Selzy, Boyles, and Wagner. Next to qualify from Lubbock, Texas in the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Cretan Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5. This is Brenham Crouch. And from Lone Jack, Missouri, the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical number 73. It's Samuel Wagner. Lap 1 for Crouch, he'll go fourth quick, a 13.585, 13.585. Samuel Wagner's opening lap time, 14.393, 14.393. Brennan Crouch off finishes a 5th and 6th at Lakeside. Lap 2 for him is better. It's still fourth quick, a 13.575. And for Samuel Wagner, he will improve as well, but stays 6th quick, 14.320, 14.320. 6th quick for Wagner and 4th for Crouch after 6 cars of the 25 scheduled to qualify. Qualifying next from Sikeston, Missouri is the TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supplies, Zip Bonds, number 55, 100% Hunter Schurenberg. And from Northport, Florida, the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, East Metal Signs. Number 24D, here is the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams 24D, Hunter Schurenberg 55. Schurenberg's first lap is fourth quick, 13.399, 13.399. Lap 1 for Danny Sams. He'll go 6th quick, 13.691, 13.691. Hunter Schurenberg on his second time by is better. Third quick, 13.333, 13.333. Danny Sams lap 2, he'll slow down to a 13.736. First lap better, 13.691. Danny Sams P6. Meanwhile, Hunter Schurenberg, third quick of the 8 cars that have qualified thus far. Keep an eye on this guy, currently second in the Midweek Series point standings from Minden, Nevada. In the JST Motorsports, The Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Kane, Maxwell Racing Oils number 88, this is Tanner Thorson. And from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs number 19, Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19, Tanner Thorson in the 88. Thorson on lap 1, second quick, 13.208, 13.208. Marks on lap 1, he goes to the top. First 12-second time tonight, 12.915, 12.915. Tanner Thorson, lap number 2, back to second quick, 12.930, 12.930. Marks on lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 13.027. First lap better, a 12.915. Just barely under a 10th off the track record after Brent Marks' time there of 12.915. From Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, this is Dason Pursley. And his fellow Rookie of the Year contender from Waco, Texas. And the all-by-your alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flintlock Ranch, Trex Decking, number 9, it's Chase Randall. Lap 1 for Dason Pursley, fourth quick, it's a 13.234, 13.234. Chase Randall, lap 1, eighth quick, 13.402, 13.402. Dason Pursley, can he improve on lap number 2? He can. Third quick, 13.133, 13.133. Randall, lap 2, up to 6th quick now, 13.269, 13.269. P6 for Randall and P3 for Pursley after 12 cars, so right at the halfway point of qualifying here tonight. Here is the current series point leader and the current track record holder out of St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu, Curb Engineering Racing, Swan Island Sheet Metal, ArcZone.com, Pacific Born, number 24. It's Rico Abreu. And from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mosinus Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Lassing, Cody Mountain Mechanical, Mav Motorsports, number 42. It's Cy Lynch. Lap 1 for Rico. He'll go third quick at 12.963. 12.963. Cy Lynch was fast early on in hot laps. Lap 1 for him is fourth quick at 13.083. 13.083. Rico, lap 2 to the top. It's not a new track record, but 12.878. 12.878. Cy Lynch, lap number 2. He'll slow down to a 13.202. First lap better, 13.083. But Rico now to the top of the board. A 12.878. Just half of a tenth off of his own track record of 12.829. From Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochiko West, Boston Family Farms, Tucker Trucking, number 88W. This is Austin McCarl. And from Quilcene, Washington, the G&T Farms, Impact Signs, Ostrich Racing Engines, number 21, J.J. Hickel. J.J. Hickel in the 21, Austin McCarl in the 88W. McCarl's opening lap in his Lucas Oil Speedway debut is 11th quick, a 13.463, 13.463. Hickel on lap 1. He'll go 11th quick now at a 13.441, 13.441. Austin McCarl's second lap is better, up into the top 10, 9th quick, 13.294, 13.294. And for J.J. Hickel, he'll improve, but stays 12th at 13.435, 13.435. 12th for J.J. Hickel and 9th for Austin McCarl. Of 16 cars, meaning we have 9 left to qualify here in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. From Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Rich Green Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, Rudy Management, sponsor number 26, it is Justin Peck. And he is qualifying with the driver from Odessa, Missouri. In the Design Source Flooring, Motorhaven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74, it's Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the 74. Peck's opening lap is fourth, quick, 13.062. Xavier Doney, lap 1 is going to be 11th overall, 13.310, 13.310. Justin Peck, a good first lap. Lap number 2 is going to be slower, 13.109. First lap better, 13.062. And for Xavier Doney, 8th quick on lap 2, a 13.229. 13.229. Xavier Doney, 8th, and Justin Peck, 4th. With 7 more cars left to take a time in time trials. From St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Advanced Auto Parts, Curb Records, Martin One Sorts, Elliot's Custom Trojan Cards, number 15. Here is the Madman, Kerry Madsen. And from Gravel Ice Mills, Missouri, and the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hidden Gravel, number 3. It's Ayrton Geniton. Ayrton Geniton in the 3, Kerry Madsen in the 15. Lap 1 for Madsen is 15th quick, a 13.491. 13.491. And for Geniton, he'll go 16th right behind Madsen at a 13.510. 13.510. Kerry Madsen, second lap, is going to slow down to a 13.520. He'll take the first one at 13.491. And for Geniton, he improves up to 13th overall at 13.361. Geniton 13th and Kerry Madsen 16th. So the main players in the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series are 1st, 3rd, and 7th, with Aaron Reitzel still left to qualify. From Benton, Arkansas, on the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Messina Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, here is Landon Crawley. And from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, the Beaver Drill and Tool, Sodro Manufacturing, bleeding the source of the Heartland, Beaver Racing Project, number 12X, this is Hank Davis. Lap 1 for Crawley, he'll be 9th quick, a 13.247. And for Hank Davis, he'll be 4th fast, a 13.022. 13.022. Landon Crawley, lap number 2 for him is going to be better. 8th quick, 13.175. And for Davis, better on lap 2, a 12.993. 12.993. 4th quick for Hank Davis, and 8th quick for Landon Crawley. So the track certainly still has some speed to it. Just saw a 12-second lap time from the Beaver Racing 12X. We'll see if the repairs have been made to Ryan Timms. He's out there on the track now. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Hample Oil, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Raw Machinery, CP Mining, and Excavating number 10. He is joined by Corey Day from Clovis, California. In the Four Cs Construction, Autry Plumbing, Simcal, S&J Lumber, Tally, Sander Engineering number 14. Ryan Timms' first lap is 15th. It's a 13.348, 13.348. Corey Day on lap 1, 12th quick, a 13.263, 13.263, identical lap time to that of Giovanni Selzy. Lap 2 for Timms, it's a 13.401. First lap faster, lap number 2 for Day. He is now 11th as he breaks the tie with Gio. His second lap was faster at 13.268. His first time by the line was his best by 5/1000ths of a second at 13.263. And here comes your final qualifier of the night for the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. He enters 12 points out of that championship lead. Out of Clute, Texas, driving the Falcons Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC Global, American Table, Bargain Barn number 87. It's Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. Reitzel with 11 quick times on the year leads the series in that statistical category. Lap number 1 for Aaron Reitzel is going to be 7th quick, a 13.099, 13.099. Comes in off of finishes of 2nd and 4th at Lakeside. Got a win here back in June with Highland Racing. Lap number 2 for Reitzel is 5th quick, 13.017, 13.017. 5th quick for Aaron Reitzel. And that will wrap things up for Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. How about it for your fast qualifier tonight? The number 24 of Rico Abreu. Rico's lap time barely off the track record, 12.878 seconds. Brent Marks second, Tanner Thorson third, Hank Davis fourth, and Aaron Reitzel fifth. Justin Peck, Cy Lynch, Jason Persley, Landon Crawley, and Brad Sweet the top 10. Tyler, what did you like about Rico's lap there?
Really about everything. The thing just looks really good. It's I know that they don't have as many quick times as say Aaron or somebody, but they've been really good qualifying this year as well, and that's the reason they're in the position they're in. Leading points, putting themselves in a great position at the beginning of the night, and obviously we know he's got a good qualifying package here, holding the track record and almost beating it again tonight. So hats off to them, and see what the rest of the night holds for him. How about a hat tip to Hank Davis, 4th quick overall? Yeah, absolutely. And I think they had some speed here at the Power Eye shows, and it seems like they've been a good pairing, him and the Beaver car. So hopefully they get themselves through the heat race here unscathed and get themselves in the dash and try and make a mark for themselves. Yeah, that would be very cool to see Hank Davis end up in tonight's dash. As we've wrapped up qualifying and hot laps, we've got opening ceremonies on the other side of this break.
I'm Rico Abreu, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on Flow.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
400 race cars.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
DMI is a leading manufacturer of steering, suspension, and driveline components of the sprint car industry. The line of Bulldog quick change rears featured unmatched reliability, innovation, and strength. DMI T-Rex torsion bars are the choice of the sport's top professionals who demand consistency and performance. DMI Bulldog components are proudly made in the USA in our Lancaster, Pennsylvania manufacturing facility. Visit diversifiedracing.com to learn more about the complete line of DMI racing components and Bulldog quick change rears.
Did you see us at the High Limit West Coast Swing? You got a glimpse of the craftsmanship, the precision, the performance potential. Handcrafted in America, wedge karts are built by racers for racers. Engineered for speed, handling, and durability. From the West Coast Swing to your home track, when it's time to race, it's time to get the wedge edge.
We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Super healthy for sprint car racing and compete for a championship.
You can feel the buzz around. We want to race the best guys every night.
Whole different level.
This is the High Limit Room. It's the home of 24 high rollers.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
5 minutes out from opening ceremonies here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. As you can see, the rental go-kart track is getting going there on the bottom side of your screen, one of the many amenities for fans. Yeah, if you got some kids here, Tyler, and they don't really want to pay attention to the race, and you can just say, hey, go over there and run some laps.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just another one of the great features here at Lucas Oil. And
there's that acai bowl place right there.
Yep, there it is. And that was really good. I'm glad you talked me into getting one.
I wish we had the pen you could circle stuff on the screen.
Yeah, like the football games.
Yeah. I would use that too much, probably.
We'll talk to Chet. Maybe he'll get us hooked up here sooner or later.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's a cheap buy there, but hey, that would be a great addition to these FloRacing broadcasts if I was able to write on the screen. But hey, another great addition to the FloRacing broadcast is when Brian Walker is able to stop in with Casey Kane and After the Checkers after a big win on Saturday night at the Lakeside Speedway.
After the Checkers, night 2 of the Heartland of America Showdown at Lakeside Speedway, talking with Casey Kane, the crew guy. Earlier, we did After the Checkers with you earlier in the year after you almost beat Brad out in the West Coast. Tonight, you guys get your 4th win of the year together. Really close title fight. I want to go first off. Brad mentions it all the time, off camera, on camera, your mechanical prowess. I'm curious. Obviously, you have your family history is very prominent in the sport. Willie Kane, you, Cale Kane's a World Outlaw champion. Yep. Is that something where you've been so in tune with sprint cars your whole life? Did you come back from NASCAR and really dive into it? What is that like for you?
I mean, I would say I definitely dove into it more after NASCAR, but stayed pretty close to it for all the years since I started racing with Willie, my brother, Cole, he's Willie's brother, my buddy Aaron. Aaron was always helping us too. So yeah, I've always just loved this type of racing. It's what I learned in, grew up in. My dad got us into it. My parents and my dad just kind of let us go and work on our mini sprint. That's what we started on, and so I've always tried to understand these cars pretty well. And it's, I don't know, like they're not easy, that's for sure. It's not like a ton there sometimes when I think about it, but it's just so many little things and just small changes. Everything affects something else, and it's actually a pretty tough car.
What other guys do you bounce ideas off? Are you talking with Willie all the time, Cole, Cale? Are you guys in the pit area, Ricky Warner? Who do you go to?
Yeah, I would say Brad. Brad the most, and then Willie and Ricky Warner. Rick's fun to talk to. He's at every race, and he's great to talk to, and listen, try to learn from, and then Willie, a lot of experience from what they've done over the years, and then the shocks with FK is something that we're very proud of, and Willie and Cole have done an awesome job with that. So definitely very helpful to have a lot of good people over the years that have worked at KKR.
Yep, definitely been a bit of a hectic season for you guys with KKR. Obviously, you ran most of the year with High Limit. We're just to the 49, and now what is that like for you as the leader? Balancing these. You brought in new crew guys. What is that like balancing for yourself as the car owner too?
Well, it's been really nice to just kind of downsize a bit to one car, really focus on Brad and the Napa, our partnership with Napa and Mike Curb Records, the Brumos Collection, Phil Durst, everybody that really supports our deal. And Jarrett, Jarrett Tate and Andrew just really do an awesome job. So our truck and trailers clean again, everything I just feel like everything's back to where it needs to be, and we're just trying to work in the direction that we did years ago. And I think over the years there's been a lot of success. Brad and Eric, the most success that we've had, but it's nice now to get kind of heading back in that direction of just trying to really get things back to where I like them. And with everything I put into this sport and how much I love it, like at some point it has to somewhat be what I like. So I'm glad that we're heading back in that direction.
Yep, you talk about heading in the right direction. Great recent stretch for you guys. You're 30 back of Rico. You're also 10 back. That's the one Brad talks about a lot. 10 back for rides or the RSR car for second in the standing. That's big for the franchise system, obviously, next year. How much are you, as the crew guy now and the car owner, thinking about points when Brad's out on the track?
Well, I think a lot about it because of the 2-year average, and it's not just about this year, it's about what you do next year and then this year combined. So I'm thinking about that. It's part of High Limit and what they've given all of us the opportunity to race in, and I think it's great, but there's definitely a lot to think about, and I think all the teams in here are probably fighting their own little battles to whether it's maybe they're trying to get the 4th franchise, the 3rd, the 1st, the 7th, whatever it is. But there's battles everywhere right now, and I really like it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's fun to follow. Casey Kane, Brad Sweet, the rest of KKR guys, they're right in the thick of it for the high limit title fight.
Great to hear from Casey Kane. We don't get to hear from him too much anymore there, Tyler, now that he's not behind the wheel. He's kind of, down there getting his hands dirty every single night. But you can just tell that guy loves sprint car racing.
Yeah, he really does. And I think it's been evident with his presence, either as a driver or as an owner for as long as I can remember. And
yeah,
he's obviously just a great advocate for our sport, a great person to have involved. And it's been cool to see him kind of, I don't want to say back to his roots because he's always been a race car driver, but back to what he really cares about, and that's taking care of his team and just showing that he is a true leader, and that team really matters to him. And once it ran a certain way and held to a championship caliber, so it's just been really cool to see that and kind of see a smile on Casey's face again.
The dedication to the sport is truly amazing, what he's done over the last 10, 15 years in dirt track racing. Now let's go downstairs. It sounds like we are ready for opening ceremonies, and so for that, let's go to Tony Laporta.
Thanks very much, Chase. We are down here at the base of the grandstands at Lucas Oil Speedway. Lots of good-looking people ready to have some fun. Lucas Oil Speedway, what do you say? You ready to have some fun out there tonight? It's the championship finale for the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. So, to kick things off and simultaneously wrap things up, I'm very pleased to welcome General Manager for Southwest Missouri Roto-Rooter, Josh Alsbury. And Josh, we really appreciate Roto-Rooter being a part of Kubota High Limit. You and I were just talking upstairs a little while before the night began. This is only like your second time to one of these races, isn't it? What do you think?
Oh, it's really nice to be here. It's awesome to be able to sponsor this event and be a part of all this with the community. We're looking forward to a win tonight, number 49. Let's go, and we're just really happy to be here.
Yeah, number 49, Brad Sweet. It was announced earlier today, Roto-Rooter on the Big Cat's car for tonight, and it sounds like the rest of the season with 2 nights left to go in Texas. Josh, I understand also you guys just kicked off a really cool promotion for customers, maybe prospective customers in the area.
Yeah, we did. So we're doing this thing on Facebook. It's a new contest we rolled out today. It's go on Facebook. What we're doing is called hashtag Roto on the Road or hashtag Find Us Outside. It's pretty simple. Everybody's got a chance to win $500 cash right before the holidays. All you got to do is go on Facebook, like and follow us, share the post, take some pictures of the vans and the men out in the wild. Just take pictures of Roto. You post those on your Facebook, you got a chance to win $500 cash right before the holidays.
And what's the Facebook page like? What's the specific page they need to go follow?
So Facebook, Facebook Ozark, Facebook Branson, Facebook Joplin, Facebook, that's it. Facebook. So just look up your local Facebook. Do that, okay? Just look up your local Facebook, see Roto-Rooter on Facebook, see if we're a part of that. Select locations are going to be a part of that, and the rules are going to be on the Facebook website, so just check it out, and you got a chance to win $500.
Okay, so they need to look up their local Roto-Rooter on Facebook.
Yeah, local Roto-Rooter, and see if we're a part of it. You'll know because the contest rules are going to be on there.
Josh, thanks so much for being here. Glad you guys are a part of the series, and I hope you have a great time tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That's Josh Alsbury with Roto-Rooter here in Southwest Missouri. Massive, massive thank you to a brand as big as Roto-Rooter for coming on and being a part of the 2025 Midweek Series here in 2025. Can't wait to wrap it up, a 4-way championship fight heading into the final night. With that, folks, it's time to officially begin opening ceremonies here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. So I ask all in attendance who are able to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Ken Morse.
Before we get started, there's a couple things I'd like to take care of. First off, I'd like to thank the Lucas Oil family for a great racing season that they've given us this year. Give them a good hand, if you would. And we also need to thank Roto-Rooter for sponsoring this great high limits event that they brought to us tonight. Now, give them a hand. Give them a hand. Now then, there is a tradition here at Lucas Oil Speedway. We like to honor our heroes. So if you are a veteran of our armed services, or if you are active, if you're a member of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, any branch of the armed services, raise your hand proudly. Give us a wave that we might honor you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father, we come to you tonight in the name of Jesus Christ. Lord, we ask, Father, that you would hear our prayers tonight, that you would be with us throughout this event. Lord, I want to thank you for your love, your mercy, and your wonderful grace. I want to thank you for the joy of salvation, Father, that comes only through your Son, Jesus Christ. Lord, I want to thank you for the men and women that are serving in our armed forces and that have served in the past, Lord. I'd ask that you would give them favor in the challenges and trials that lie ahead of them, Lord. Lord, we ask that you would keep your hand upon the leaders of our nation. Lord, and the drivers and the crews that are here tonight. They've come from near and far to give us some good, hard racing. Lord, I lift them up to you right now, and I'd ask that you would keep them in your loving arms, Father, that you would protect them, keep each and every one safe from harm as only you can. Watch over the track officials, the staff, Father. Lord, and I give you thanks for each and every one of these men and women that are in the stands tonight, Lord. And I'd ask in the name of Jesus that you would watch over them and protect them and get them home safely when all this is done. Lord, we're asking this in the name of Jesus Christ. He is the King, the Lord. He is our Savior. And it is his name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Ken. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing with cover removed as we honor America with the playing of tonight's national anthem. Well, Lucas Oil Speedway, talk to me one more time. Are you ready to go racing? Good, because that's what we came here to do. With that, folks, it's time to turn up on a Wednesday. It's time to crown a midweek series champion, and it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing.
Never gonna slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. You know I gotta come back. Never gonna slack. Never gonna slack. Never gonna slack.
The first heat race getting fired off now on the back straightaway. It's brought to you by the folks at TJ Forged Wheels. Here is the lineup on the pole from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Driving the Beaver Drill and Tool, Saw Drill Manufacturing, bleeding the swords of the heartland. Beaver Racing Project number 12X, it's Hank Davis. And his outside from Apollo, Pennsylvania. The Mosinus Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical Mav Motorsports number 42, Cy Lynch. Starting third from Grass Valley, California. And the Casey Kane Race with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Roto-Rooter, Durst Incorporated number 49, it's Brad Sweet. And to his outside from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Curb Agajanian Racing, Swan Island Sheet Metal, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24, Rico Abreu. Starting fifth from Fresno, California, in the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Tools and Cards, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7, BC, Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. To his outside from Sykeston, Missouri, in the TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip Bonds, number 55, 100% Hunter Schurenberg. Starting inside of run number 4 in the 7th spot, out of Greenwood, Missouri, in the branch event venue, High Breeder Foundation Service, Rockwell Security, TRP Powder Coating, number 19H, it's Clinton Boyles, and to his outside out of Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, Knights Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5, it's Brennan Crouch. And the final starter in this one, in the Lone Jack, Missouri, it's Samuel Wagner in the Casey Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical number 73. 8 cars. Make that 9 cars, 8 laps. All will be transferring to the feature here tonight. We will start 25 cars in tonight's 30-lap Roto-Rooter Midweek Series finale, so no B main, but the fastest qualifiers in each heat race, they must stay inside that top 6 no matter what if they want to be a part of tonight's dash. In Heat 1, it's Rico Abreu. Heat 2, it's Brent Marks. In Heat 3, it's Tanner Thorson. As long as those drivers stay inside the top 4, they will go to the dash. Getting a couple laps up to speed here. Without that B main, Tyler, a couple extra laps I don't think would hurt.
No, it's not going to hurt. Just trying to get the bottom of the racetrack ran in here. Obviously, we spent most of the time just running the top half of the track in for qualifying to get that in, and just the bottom gets neglected a little bit because nobody wants to run down there in hot laps. So just trying to get that ran in a little bit to make it a little more even, especially for the start for these guys, and then just try and make it as racy as possible.
Looking at the lineup here in this one, Hank Davis on the pole, but Brad Sweet, he has to get going here because his other 3 rivals in the Midweek Series title, 2 of them were fast qualifiers, and Wrights was on the pole of his heat race, so Sweet's really got to try and win this thing.
Yeah, he's the one behind the 8 ball right now, but I think he's kind of been that way all season, and in a point situation too. He's the guy chasing, and he always seems to find a way to get through these heat races really well, and I wouldn't be surprised for him battling for the win and to try and get the dash here.
Gonna have to go 3-1 to make that happen for Sweet. Make his way by Davis and Lynch with Abreu to his outside. As the yellow lights are back on, as we are about ready to catch up the field to each other, as the pace truck pulls on the back straightaway. TJ Forged is the sponsor of this heat race. They build only forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate their wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what they do. They lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. It's TJ Forged. Let's go back downstairs to Tony Laporta with more.
Chase, we're getting ready to get going here with heat races. But we got to let folks know you're here at the track, you're watching on Flow. Make sure you are tuned in live, or you are somewhere here at the track where you can hear and see the action on track, because right before the opening, right before the main event, after you're done with the lineup, I understand we have a special announcement that Casey Schumann with Lucas Oil Speedway is going to come down and make at the conclusion of you guys reading the starting lineup. So there is a special announcement coming from the track, and Casey Schumann's going to deliver that. That's going to happen right before tonight's A-main event fires off.
And just to clarify a little bit, it is an announcement with High Limit and an announcement with Lucas Oil Speedway. So it's going to be a pretty big deal. We're really looking forward to that being announced later on in the racing program.
I like the sounds of that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I don't even know what it is, but I like the sound of it.
Yes. It's actually a 9-day show next year.
Perfect.
But I knew you'd like that. We're coming to green this time by HendrickCars.com page truck pulls off on the back straightaway. Hank Davis, Cy Lynch from the front row. Brad Sweet, Rico Abreu, Giovanni Scelzi, Hunter Schurenberg, Clinton Boyles, Brenham Crouch, and Samuel Wagner. Green lights come on. Not a good start for Abreu. Gets passed on the inside by Hunter Schurenberg. Brad Sweet will go by as well, as Sweet sits in that third position. They're almost 3 wide for the 6th spot down the back straightaway. Your leader of lap number 1 is the 42 of Cy Lynch. Hank Davis in second. Third is Brad Sweet. Fourth is Hunter Schurenberg, and a good race going on for the 5th spot. Rico's got it for now, but Giovanni Scelzi has a run down the back straightaway. Looking to the inside of the 24 down the back stretch. Here's a slider for 5th. Abreu's got to be careful here now on the bump spot. Abreu back to the inside, takes it right back away from Giovanni Scelzi. Abreu runs the middle. Scelzi maybe a half of a lane higher. He'll get another run down the back stretch. Man, Scelzi able to make a lot of speed off of turn 2.
A huge run here. Yeah, you just really got to get ahead of him here, and honestly, for everybody, if he can get by Rico here, it's going to put a big damper in the points battle.
It certainly is, as Rico cannot afford to lose another spot or 2 here. He'll not be a part of the dash. Back up front, it is Cy Lynch absolutely dominating this heat race with a huge lead as Scelzi looks to the inside of Abreu once again. Cannot make the pass. Scelzi got to relock and reload. Down the back straightaway, 3 laps to go. For your race leader, Cy Lynch, and really not too far behind in this battle between these two is Clinton Boyles.
Yeah, it's those are 3 good cars here that are trying to put themselves in a much better spot for the feature than where they're at now.
Rico trying to extend that advantage over Giovanni Scelzi. It's 3 car lengths off at turn number 4. Remember, Abreu came into the night 6 points ahead in the Midweek Series title. As Cy Lynch comes across the line, 1 lap to go for the Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender. His lead is well over a straightaway on Hank Davis and Brad Sweet. Here is the checkered flag. Your heat race winner will be Cy Lynch. Second is Hank Davis, 4 seconds behind. Brad Sweet third, Hunter Schurenberg 4th, Rico Abreu 5th, and Giovanni Scelzi in 6th. So TJ Ford's heat race number 1 is going to the 42 of Cy Lynch. Hank Davis, Brad Sweet, Hunter Schurenberg, and Rico Abreu the top 5. Then Scelzi, Boyles, Crouch, and Wagner. Remember, all drivers will transfer directly into the A main tonight. No B main. We will start 25. But Cy Lynch, back to a place he really enjoys, will be a part of the FK Rod-Ins dash as Hunter Schurenberg stops on the front stretch to talk to Tony Laporta.
Hunter Schurenberg, a.k.a. 100%, as the kids are calling him these days. Brother, you got some mud up there on the top of your helmet. Tough to see out there, having fun. You talked a lot about how important qualifying is in these races, but you can't even take a breath during heat races, can you?
Yeah, I think, shoot, we haven't drawn inside the top 10 cars to go out and qualify in all season, it seems like, and we finally do tonight. And I don't think that was very conducive for the track conditions we have, but you know, I think it's going to shape up to be pretty good for the feature. We get it cleaned out, widened off a little bit, and it's definitely on the gas. So I don't know. I think once we get the grease blown off here, we'll have a racetrack to race on. It should be fun. So just enjoying a night with a bunch of family in the stands, and Clinton pitted next to me in another race car. You know, Lucas spinning the wrenches on that, and I got Carson and Ty on mine. It's just been a fun Wednesday night with a big group of friends and enjoying the races.
Hey, we're glad you're here, and we know you enjoy your time in the pits at a Kubota high limit race. 100% goes +2 in heat race number 1.
He certainly does, Tony. DMI Racing Components is up next. Heat race number 2 presented by them. On the pole is going to be Aaron Reitzel out of Clute, Texas, and the Fultons Brothers Trucking Power Plus SGC Global American Table Bargain Barn number 87. And outside of him, from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, Dason Pursley. Starting in the 3rd spot from Odessa, Missouri, behind the wheel, Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74, it's Xavier Doney. To his outside from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, and the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint Livewire Customs, number 19, it's Brent Marks. Starting in the 5th spot from Waco, Texas, in the all-by-your alternative Infamous Inc. Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking number 9. Chase Randall to his outside, starting 6th from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And the Hampo Oil, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Raw Machinery, CP Mining, and Excavating number 10, Ryan Timms. Starting in 7th from Quilcene, Washington. And the G&T Farms, Impact Signs, Ostrich Racing Engines number 21, J.J. Hickle. And starting 8th from Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs, number 24D, Danny Sams III. Heat race number 2. The pressure now on Aaron Reitzel here in this one. Needs to get the win to join Rico Abreu in that FK Roddins dash. We saw Brad Sweet not make it.
And we see Aaron choosing the top here with obviously size, good start there, and just the nature of this place. Normally with the lane choice here in the heat races, you want to take the top. The bottom stays a little slimy until a little bit later in the night, and so it just makes it pretty tough to start on the pole from there.
So Reitzel will utilize the new rule put in place this year. The heat race pole sitter can choose either outside or inside for the initial start, and so he will go to the top. Keep an eye on Xavier Doney here. He's had a solid night so far, qualified well. Going to start 3rd, had a nice 12th place effort with High Limit earlier this year in June. Got a Power Eye win here at Lucas Oil last year. Could be a good night for Xavier Doney, young driver out of Odessa, Missouri. We're coming to green this time by. It is DMI Racing Components heat race number 2. All drivers transfer, but keep an eye on Brett Marks. He needs to stay inside the top 6 to go to the dash. Green flag comes out. And Reitzel will rocket around the outside with the lead. Good race going on for 3rd. Ryan Timms quickly in that spot.
For Ryan Timms from 6th.
Ryan Timms 6-3 on the opening corner. It looks like they've got those issues resolved, I'd say, Tyler. He did not have a good qualifying run, did not run in hot laps. He's made his way up 3 positions in 1 lap.
Yeah, with a team like that, with the success they've had, it's just, you knew they weren't going to stay behind the 8 ball for very long. So getting a couple rows here in the heat is going to help them a lot later in the feature.
Ryan Timms running in that 3rd spot. Aaron Reitzel is the race leader. Jason Persley sitting in 2nd. Timms, then Brent Marks in 4th, and Xavier Doney is in 5th. He just fended off a challenge from J.J. Hickle, who pulled up next to him in turn number 2. Hickle runs the middle and pulls up to the back bumper of Xavier Doney into turn number 1. Hickle backed the car in a little bit too far in turn 1 and lost that ground back away. Chase Randall running behind him. Then it is Danny Sams III running at the tail end of the field. Up front, Reitzel's lead is 2.3 seconds over the leading Rookie of the Year contender, and Ryan Timms is closing in on that number 13 car into turn number 3. You could just tell visually that 10 can drive it in so much deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. And this he's giving it all she's got.
He is definitely pouring the coal to her here in that number 10 car, trying to rebound after a tough qualifying effort as Reitzel comes around this time by 2 laps to go. For the Ridge & Sons Racing number 87, he is on the same straightaway as the back of the field, putting up a torrent pace. He comes around this time by, he will see the white flag, 1 to go in DMI Racing Components heat race number 2. Persley still in 2nd. Most drivers relatively single filed out here in this one. Reitzel into 3 and off of turn number 4. Heat race win will be going to Aaron Reitzel in this one. 2nd, Jason Persley. 3rd to Ryan Timms. 4th, Brent Marks. And 5th to Xavier Doney. A convincing heat race win for Aaron Reitzel. He'll go to tonight's dash. Jason Persley finishes 2nd, Ryan Timms 3rd, Brent Marks 4th, and Xavier Doney in 5th, with J.J. Hickle, Chase Randall, and Danny Sams completing the finishing order in this one. BR Motorsports heat race number 3 is next on the program, and leading them to green will be Justin Peck. He's out of Monrovia, Indiana, and the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, Rudy Management number 26. To his outside from Benton, Arkansas, he drives the J.B. Henderson Construction, NPV Logistics, Messina Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, Landon Crawley. Starting 3rd out of Clovis, California, in the Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, S&J Lumbers, Tally, Sander Engineering number 14, it's Corey Day. And starting 4th out of Minden, Nevada, in the JST Motorsports, The Ritual, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils number 88, Tanner Thorson. Starting in 5th out of Altoona, Iowa, It's Austin McCarl in the Country Motors Construction, Ochoco West, Bosma Family Farms, Tucker Trucking, number 88W. And his outside starting in the 6th spot from Gravois Mills, Missouri. Driving the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, number 3, Ayrton Genitin. Starting 7th from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia. The Advanced Auto Parts, Curb Records, Martin One Source, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 15, Kerry Madsen. And your final starter out of Lone Jack, Missouri, Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, number 77, Jack Wagner. 8 cars, once again 8 laps. It is BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. All drivers will be participating in tonight's A main event. When it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock, BR Motorsports only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, Kaiser Wheels, and XXX Chassis. To find out more, visit brmotorsports.com, and don't forget to request a free copy of the new 300-page BR Super Parts catalog. BR Motorsports, the leaders in sprint car technology.
Well, 300 pages, they might sell a Cadillac in there.
Dude, 300 pages? That's got to be like the old phone books, right?
Yeah, it's that's a lot of pages.
That is a lot of pages. Blake Robertson, if you're watching, we appreciate your support of High Limit Racing. Blake sent me a couple of BR Motorsports hats.
Knowing Blake, now that we've said Cadillac, he's probably adding it to, it's going to be 301 pages now.
301 pages at every color of Cadillac and different types of wheels to put on, I'm sure. Check them out, brmotorsports.com. They are a proud partner of Kubota High Limit Racing. Coming to green, not this time, but the next time by with Justin Peck up front. Landon Crawley, been on a little bit of heater here recently. Got a quick time award with High Limit back at Lakeside, and now on the front row of the heat race. Looks like Peck, he's been paying attention on flow, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the beauty of having every race streamed live on Flow is us as a racer, even though it's a little bit delayed sometimes, from what's actually going on the racetrack, we get to kind of see what's going on ahead of us, especially for qualifying or a heat race decision like this, where you get to choose top or bottom. Obviously, he watched the first 2 heats and saw the outside line was the place to be, and went ahead and took advantage of the new rule.
We'll see if it works out for him here in this one. It definitely worked out for Reitzel as he shot out to the lead very early on down the front straightaway. Chalk stripe in turn number 4. The green flag is out, and Peck will utilize that to his advantage and have the lead rolling into turn number 1. Justin Peck with the top spot. Landon Crawley in second. Tanner Thorson gets tight, slides at the racetrack, but Corey Day was not in a position to make a move on him. Thorson starts to close in on Crawley for that second position. Day sits in 4th. Austin McCarl rounds out the top 5 in the 88W. McCarl looks down to the inside of Corey Day in turns 1 and 2. Shows the nose, but Day too strong around the outside. He'll pull away by 6 car lengths entering turn 3. Ayrton Genitin wants to be a part of the mix as well. We got Corey Day making a move on Tanner Thorson for that 3rd spot. Thorson too good around the outside, maintains that 3rd position as they roll into turn 3. Corey Day working about a lane lower than the 3rd place machine of Thorson. Thorson negotiates the top in turn number 1. Day, a little bit of a diamond maneuver on the turn number 2, at least trying to make it happen. As Justin Peck comes off of turn number 4, 4 laps completed and 4 to go. For the Reading Racing number 26. Solidly in second is Landon Crawley. Corey Day made a mistake off of turn number 4 and gave up some real estate to Tanner Thorson in that battle for 3rd. 3 laps to go for the 2-6 up front. Everybody relatively single file spread out around the Lucas Oil Speedway still early on in the night here at the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series finale. 2 to go. Lap times at this point in time still in the low 13s. Crawley actually last time a 13.096. That would have put him towards the top of the board in qualifying earlier on. White flag is out for Justin Peck. Peck had a tough weekend at Lakeside, looking to rebound here tonight. Finishes of 12th and 15th, but he'll be in the dash at Lucas Oil Speedway. Landon Crawley 2nd, Tanner Thorson 3rd, Corey Day 4th, and Austin McCarl in 5th.
Dash is a good place to start to have a rebound weekend.
Certainly is, and Peck will be spinning the wheel later on tonight with a BR Motorsports heat race victory. Landon Crawley 2nd, Tanner Thorson 3rd. Corey Day 4th. Thorson will also go to the dash, by the way. And Austin McCarl in 5th. Ayrton Genitin, Kerry Madsen, and Jack Wagner. The 8-car finishing order in our final heat race of the night. Those drivers will make their way back to the trailers, make their preparations for tonight's dash or the feature. That's all we've got left here on the race program at Lucas Oil Speedway. We'll also have a couple more things to do, like spin the wheel, which is right after this break on Flow.
I'm Brad Sweet. You're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our product